Is this the dude's sister?
So yeah, the couple guards they're winding up the cranks, and the sally port that's actually been damaged quite a bit is slowly going up, and the sergeant, old Sergeant Mark Guth, he just goes right under the sally port, and he stands out right in front of the half dragon. He goes, "I'm the champion of the keep. I will fight you to the death, and I will kill you, and then I will hold your head and put it on a pike and put it on the top of the keep." And Landradrosa just kind of laughs as, he takes another side step and swipes and takes another couple kobolds' heads off. And then the two, they start to do their dance with one another, kind of sizing one another up and down. And the two, they haven't started attacking yet, and they're just kind of sizing one another and up, And then all of a sudden, the sergeant charges in. Well, Landradrosa, and Amber, you've never seen him, but you've seen the carnage that he has left behind. And Landradrosa takes this poor sergeant out in about 5 seconds flat. Sidesteps the first attack, trips him, basically sweeps him with his tail, and then just goes in and just impales him while he's down on the ground. And, the woman that's being held by the kobolds and her kids, they just start to scream in terror and cry. And,
Idiots.
as Landradrosa takes the sword and just drives it down into the earth, literally all the way to the hilt, up to where the sergeant's chest is. He just gets really close to the sergeant, and it looks like he's whispering something in his ear. And then he rips his sword out, and it looks like he's got it over his head, and it looks like he's fixing to strike again. And then all of a sudden, a half-elf comes out from all of the kobolds and says, "That is enough!" And now, Cynric, you notice this half-elf. This is your traveling companion that you had actually, yes, that you actually had come to, grown a fond, you're very fond of this individual. You traveled the lands together, and you were in the Mage Tower together, studying to be blade singers. And this is, unfortunately, the person that took off that had some secret mission that she wanted to do.
And she's with the cultists?
She is with the cultists, yeah. Her name is Frularn Mondroth. And you know her as Frularn. Yes. And she comes out, and just as Landradrosa is... Someone is broadcasting. Just as the half-dragon is fixing to probably drive his sword into the guard again, that's when Frularn says, "Enough, Landradrosa! You will honor the battle." And a couple guards come out, and they basically are dragging the poor sergeant back into the, through the sally port, and as they're dragging him, you can just see that there's a trail of blood that he's leaving as he's being drugged back in. So
now, can Tweedletoes tell if he's actually dead, or is he just hanging on?
He looks to be in pretty bad shape. He's do you go down and kind of check him out, or?
Oh yeah, I want to run down there, and if I have to, I'll cast Spare the Dying on him. Well, I'll cast that anyway. It's a cantrip. I'll throw one of those at him, and then see what kind of damage is done to him.
Sure. Oh yeah, he's definitely got a lot of internal injuries, and just as the the sally port is starting to come down, the half-elf Frularn, she kind of nods to the cultist, and the kobolds that are holding the his sister and children prisoner, and they let them go, and the kids and the woman, they flee under the sally port. And as you get down there to look at the sergeant, his sister is over top of him, and crying, and all of the kids are crying, and you're able to administer the Spare the Dying, and you can see that she's yelling, "Please don't leave me," and what you did was so heroic, and you saved our lives, and all of this other stuff. And then he takes one last breath as he coughs up blood a couple more times, and you get your spare the dying spell off just in time. And it seems like he's breathing ever so slightly, but he's not conscious. He's unconscious.
Okay, I'll cast Cure Wounds on too and use my last spell on him.
Okay, all right. So let's
say.
say
she's up there muttering, "What are we gonna do? Wait, we have to get him. We have to kill him. What are we gonna do? We have to kill him." And she's like guzzling beer at this point.
I'd like to see if I can meet the eye of Mondarth, because I am uncertain, if she has infiltrated them and is playing a role or what. So I don't want to call her out, but I want to catch her eye and kind of arch an eyebrow at her.
Yeah, you're able to. After 20, 30 seconds, you're kind of looking down there at the carnage, what's going on, and looking down at Dweedletoes, and it seems like they're starting to, pull out of the town, and as she's, yelling commands, she kind of glances back up towards the ramparts where you're sitting, and she actually sees you, and then she just kind of gives you like this smirk, and then she just shakes her head, and then she just walks away. But as she's walking away, you can hear her give the orders of, "Burn the mill! We're leaving! We are done here!" And then she yells, she's wielding like a spear, and she throws it up into the air, and she says, "Praise unto Tiamat!" And everybody in unison, all of the kobolds, and they say it in perfect common. You can hear them chanting, "Praise unto Tiamat!" All of the cultists and the half dragons, they're just chanting it about a half dozen times. And then the massive gathering of enemies.
It's a pretty good act.
As they're all chanting, they're starting to fall back from the keep, and you can see that they're starting to head out the northern exit of Greenest. And then you look over at Greenhill and Escapart, and they're basically standing on the rampart. They're speechless. They are just deer in the headlights. Jaws drop down. They don't even know what to say. They're just looking out into the night sky. Couple.
Who is this wrench?
They're gonna burn the mill. Should we get over there?
She was my traveling companion. I don't know what she's doing with the cultists. I mean, either she's infiltrating them like the monk, or she infiltrated my homeland and was a traitor. So I need to figure out which one of those things is true.
Cineric, you do know
I say we
that
kill them all.
With your travels with her, you know that she was infatuated with dragons. She was always reading.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, she was always reading literature about dragons, old scholarly journals and scrolls, and a lot of the time in the tower when she was supposed to be studying other things, she was always reading about dragons. So now you're starting to put two and two together.
But where's the love for Bahamut, man? Like, why not pick a good dragon?
The old platinum dragon, yeah. Couple of dun twists there, huh?
Well,
fire
might
her?
be killing.
Should we save the mill first and kill her later, or kill her first and
No,
then save
kill
the
her
mill?
first and the dragon first.
All right.
I don't think we have the forces to kill them currently.
No,
We
together
can
at
save
the
the
same
mill.
time.
Definitely,
If we
you can
continue to
save
call
the
ourselves
mill.
the Emerald City Slayers, we probably shouldn't go after them just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Because as you see Frularn and Landradrosa and several of these other, and you notice that Frularn is in a solid purple robe, and she is definitely is standing out from the other cultists. And Frularn, she is not wearing a mask Nothing like that. She's just wearing a very beautiful purple set of robes, very highly decorated with a lot of symbols and etchings on the robes, and she is basically, leading all of these forces out of Greenest. And Landradrosa is with her, and several other figures that are wearing these purple robes as well. And they're all starting to just file out and a solid line, a solid mass of and they're carrying all all this tribute that they've been stealing from the businesses, the homes, the cottages. They're carrying candelabras, paintings, anything that they could get their hands on, anything that has any kind of monetary value, they're carrying out of this place.
Hey, that's our job.
Yeah,
right?
Their robes are the same as the cultists, or are they different colors?
No, the cultists, they're in like a brownish color robe. Now this Frularn, she's in a purple robe, and several others. There's 2 or 3. They're also in the same type of purple robes.
Do you have some images you can throw up?
Actually, I do. I do have a very nice. I do have an image of Frularn. Mondrath.
Yeah,
there you go.
Maybe like one of the cultists or something next to her.
Yeah, sure. And this is what the cultists. Some of them are in a darker black color. There's different types of cultists. There's cultists that are wielding staves and using magic, and then there's other cultists that are using more melee type of weaponry. But that's pretty much.
We will avenge this attack when we are higher level.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go to, if it's okay, I'm going to cruise over to Governor Nighthill and go,
sure.
Governor, can you spare any more of those healing potions? We're in dire need of some help. We want to help save the mill that they're talking about burning down, but I fear I am too weak to heal all my comrades.
He just doesn't know what to say. He's in shock. He just looks at Escobert the Red and tells him to get the halfling what he needs. Get it out of the depository down in the bottom of the well.
And a dagger and a short sword if you can spare it. Maybe some gold coins.
Some Pop-Tarts.
Love it. So yeah, you can get a short sword.
We're running low on wine.
You can
We're
get
low on
wine.
gold coins.
You can get a short sword. You can get arrows. You can get a dagger, and everybody can have one more healing potion apiece, and you can add that to your sheet on the inventory tab. All right.
Thank you, kind sir.
He says, I don't know what to think of all of this, and he just kind of paces down the rampart very slowly and just kind of disappears.
Don't worry, we will save your town. We are dragon slayers.
So where are these guys headed off to then? You said they were moving away from us?
They're moving to the north. Now, as you can see on the map, kind of just mouse out, the mill is down here, and I'm going to move the arrow to where the mill is. The mill is basically in the very lower southwestern portion of the city. And this is like the lifeline of Greenest. The mill is the lifeline. Because like I said, a lot of caravans come through here and pick up grains for the rest of the green fields to survive. So if this mill goes down, there's going to be some hungry people around here pretty quick.
And do we know, so we knew about that one tunnel over by the water. Did they tell us any other tunnels that would get us to the mill faster from the keep?
No, unfortunately, Escobert the Red said that is, unfortunately, my friends, that is the only tunnel that leaves the keep.
All right, we go on foot.
And as Escobert, he thanks all of you. He says, I thank all of you for risking your lives, saving people that you've never even met before. And he just kind of hangs his head and goes into the keep.
But that lot has a punishing coming to them. And Amber muddles on as she drinks some more.
All right, so you guys are back to pretty much back to the tunnel, huh? I like it.
I guess so.
All right.
Yep, and the rats are cleared out of there too. They give us more trouble than the kobolds and the cultists.
Sure.
Can I ask a Fantasy Grounds question?
Absolutely. Go for it, Chris.
So when you've zoomed in on a map, like when
I can't hear you.
Oh, we
Chris.
lost you, Chris.
I think you
sorry.
Press the button, no problem.
Yeah. You know, buttons. How do they work?
Right?
So when I've zoomed in on a map, and I want to move around the map while I'm zoomed in, it just will like move the entire pane and not actually move me around within the map. How do you do that? Do you know what I mean?
There's a thing in the lower right-hand corner of the map. Is
Yeah.
a little
It's like a
navigation tool.
yeah, it's a navigation
A
bar.
little gold bar thing.
Yeah, you can and you
golden.
can
I see
also
trying to
zoom in
see
with
it.
that. Yeah, it's a little tricky once you use it a couple times. You'll get the hang of it. But you can just push down on it
I
and then
also-
move your mouse left or right and move it, or up and down to move the map around. Or if you want to hold down Control and use that, it'll do the zooming in for you and stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And also, I found that if I zoom out and then I center my mouse and
No, we lost Rachel.
We lost you, Rachel.
okay.
Your button.
So
Press the button.
when I zoom in, yeah, button. Who's got the button? When I zoom in, I'll have my mouse centered on it, and so when it zooms in, it will center it wherever your mouse is at. So sometimes I just zoom out and zoom in. That's faster.
Oh, and one more trick, Chris. If it opens and it's the map is so huge it goes off the screen, hold Control, and while you're holding Control, click anywhere on the map, and then kind of bring it up to the to the upper left area corner, and it'll shrink the size of the window so that's easy, so you can actually see that little gold token.
Ah. All right. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so you guys get back down into the tunnel. Now, when you get back into the tunnel, as you get to where the corridor was to the west, there is a very bright light that is coming out from, from that side passageway. I mean, it's very bright. I mean, it's reaching around the corner. It's like a Dweedletoe's light spell, probably intensified times 2.
Oh, we're moving towards it. I'm pissed and drunk.
You're pissed drunk.
Yes, that's like I can't even put those two together.
Sounds like there's still a war going on outside.
There is, yeah, there sure is, isn't there, huh? Thank you.
The sound of peace.
Yes.
The
So-
peaceful Underdark that we're about to descend into.
The tunnel seems different. There's a lot of water that's dropping down, and puddles of water all throughout the tunnels. You're definitely in the same tunnel as you were, but it just seems that things just seem different now.
Can we roll for perception?
Sure.
Sorry, I say that, but it takes me a while to figure out in Fantasy Grounds, so give me a moment.
Just go to
No,
run,
I got it. I'm
run
just
command and then
Oh, yeah.
format C. I think that's how you do it.
Oh, that's right.
Control,
Okay, here
delete, star.star.
And then install Windows 10.
we go. I might as well not even roll, because every time I roll for perception, it sucks.
Yeah, well, as you're looking around, you get over to this corner, and you look around the corner, and you can see that there is a large statue now that has a bunch of different color fungus growing in front of this statue.
And apparently
Ooh.
it's like twirling.
Somebody's twirling it, yeah.
Ooh, in Lyran we like to eat different kinds of
and
Cineric. Take a look at that.
As you move around, you can, the light is billowing out of that, that side entrance to that chamber, and there is a huge statue all the way reaches to the top of the ceiling, and it definitely looks demonic, that's for sure. And like I said, there's all kinds of different colored mushrooms that are growing in small patches in front of it.
Ooh, Tweedletoes wants to go check out the mushrooms. He's really excited about that.
Go for it, Tinkerbell.
Can I do a perception check on the mushrooms?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you eating the mushroom?
No, I'm not eating. I'm just checking them out.
They're definitely.
He's in it.
They're a tasty mushroom. You know that these are definitely edible mushrooms, and they actually have a very like a sweet taste to them, and it has the sort of like the texture of a flesh. Once you pull the outer coating of it, inside is like a fleshy type of meat, and you know that they're really good.
Okay, he'll go ahead and pick those and take them with him, and he's a little disappointed that he didn't find any of the ones that we used for mushroom tea back in Lyran.
I'm just wondering how mushrooms had time to grow in a couple of hours.
It is interesting,
that
isn't
seems
it?
strange.
Everybody give me some perception checks. Sorry to interrupt you, Wolfgang, go for it. What were you going to say?
I'm just curious how a statue appeared here in a couple hours.
Oh, it's interesting, isn't it?
Don't question the gods and goddesses. They gifted us these mushrooms for a reason.
Well, Amber had a 20. Very nice, nice job. So, Amber,
apparently the mushrooms woke her up.
even though you have your vision is blurred by all of this ale and wine you've been drinking over the past several hours, you notice that there is an inscription at the base of the statue.
Oh, what's it say here? What language is this in?
It looks like it's in an elvish type of language.
Says,
hey, Cineric, get over here. Read this.
Do not flush corrosives down the waste bin.
I think it says do not update to Windows 10.
Don't eat the purple mushrooms.
I will see if I can read it.
Okay, do you gather up all these mushrooms, Jonathan?
I don't take all of them. I mean, I was doing a perception check to see if I knew anything about them, and then I'm going to pick the ones I know about. I'm not going to go grabbing the unknown ones because I know that could be dangerous.
Yeah, well, they're all definitely edible, but the green mushroom that's a delicacy. You could actually put that in like a halfling stew or something, maybe a rabbit stew.
Oh,
really good.
Better
yeah.
go pick it then. Oh great. Okay, I'll go over.
Is delicious.
I'll go over and pluck that one out of the ground.
Tinkerbell's
Chris
making
says,
dinner for us tonight.
they're delicious in fantasy age anyway.
As his character backs away.
All right, so you get the mushrooms. It just pulls up roots and all out of the soft earth, and this is where Vane. This is where those gouge marks that you had seen the last time that you were in here. The statue is in the same exact place of where you saw that bead or seal, that a very fine seal that was in the earthen floor before. So, in Elvish,
this looks familiar.
It says, "What gets bigger and bigger as you take more away from it?" What gets bigger and bigger as you take more away from it? Everybody's rushing to Google. Google!
I would never do such a thing.
No, not searching. I'm actually in my inventory putting mushrooms in here, so
I gotcha.
I'm not searching
I'm just
for
kidding.
anything.
I'm glad you're doing something productive right now.
A cave would get bigger as you take more
Or
and
a
more away
hole.
from it.
A hole would also do
Yeah,
that.
a hole.
Or a grave.
As soon as Rachel says a hole, you hear a very loud cackle type of laugh just ring throughout all of the hall, all of the corridors, and below you, the floor just basically collapses. and the floor is just gone. And you fall.
Am I falling or am I just
Yes,
drunk?
everyone is falling.
My beatery.
Yes, everyone is falling into the depths of darkness as the floor just gave away below your feet.
Wait, so my joke about like going down into the Underdark is actually coming true?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think Dweedletoes must have actually eaten some of those mushrooms.
Because
That's the
after
prophet,
several
Dweedletoes.
minutes of this free fall, I mean, you're now, and all of a sudden everyone blacks out. And
I was already well on my way.
you were definitely on your way. You were about a half a tankard in.
Yeah.
You've been drinking this whole adventure, Rachel.
Hey, I
se-
suffered up for one adventure, okay? One
Two
combat.
sessions.
I can't handle the stress of my family dying, okay?
That's
The
true.
stupid dragon
You've-
brought it all on. I'm back into my depressed self.
You've had a rough life. We need to slay that bastard.
Agreed.
So as everyone starts to come to, the first thing that you do is you react. You go to reach for your things, and your things are all gone. And as your eyes are your eyes are starting to come back into focus. You are in a beautiful, massive cavern with beautiful luminescent mushrooms and lights floating everywhere.
Wow.
Mushrooms!
A very
I found
mushrooms!
sort of like a very
Look,
sweet
Twinkle Toes, we're home.
type of honeysuckle smell as well. And all kinds
Like a
of
small world
mushrooms
after all.
growing up everywhere. Mushrooms that are probably 10, 15 foot tall. And it seems like it's raining in here from all of the stalactites with all of the water dripping down. And then you hear some shuffling. And Dweedletoes, thank goodness that these mushrooms are giving off these very low, beautiful blues and violets and greens and yellows and purples. Because about 5 feet in front of you, you see this. With weapons drawn in front of you. 5 drow.
Lovely.
Oh,
Is one of these dressed?
So yes, the
Doesn't
female,
look like it.
she is a drow. She
Yes,
speaks
yes.
a very good common tongue she speaks. And she says,
Is she looking at us?
yes, oh, of course. And she says,
Oh, crap.
shackle them. They come to Velkenvelv with us. And that is where we're going to stop for tonight.
We're just...
Ah!
Really? Come on.
We're just picking mushrooms!
Well,
All
I
right.
see.
Awesome
I see.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yep. So you guys are now being shackled, and you are being led throughout the Underdark to a drow holding tank, basically, which is called Velkenvelv. It is in the Underdark, and you are now prisoners in these makeshift caves, and we'll continue next week. Well, next time we play. You are now prisoners,
Right,
and you
the
have
sooner
no
the better.
belongings anymore. I like it.
We're still wearing
That's
clothes,
trouble.
right?
What's that?
We're still wearing clothes, right?
You have your clothes, yes, but all of your weapons, your gear, everything that you had is in the possession of the drow now.
Ugh.
They won't even let me take a couple mushrooms on my way out?
No, they just nudge you along
Yeah,
with
you're
their
grabbing at the wall.
with
as
their
they're dragging us
scimitars
away.
and their spears. They just nudge you on. Go, halfling, or we will eat you first. So you guys are all in a cell, and that's where we'll pick up next time we play. Welcome to Out of the Abyss.
Oh man, I want to keep
Right.
now I want to keep playing.
That was awesome.
Right?
Let's
Resemble that
do
adventure.
the time warp again. Yeah, we're gonna warp all around, guys. So, well, I hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was fun tonight. So
I did.
we'll,
Thank
That
you.
was a lot
Yeah,
of
no
fun.
problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
yeah, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time we play.